Afternoon and thanks for joining us on the midday news. I am Olayinka Ilori. The Ekiti state government has reassured families, dependents and relatives of fallen heroes of more commitment to their welfare and well-being. Governor Biodun Ebanji gave the reassurance during the launch of Emblem Appeal Fund for the 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration at the Legijibo Hall Government House ground in Ado-Ekiti. BSCS reporter Adedayo Adeleye has more.
Governor Oyebanji was represented by his deputy, Okinwa Munisadiafuye, launched a sale of emblem with 1 million naira. He said that the launch of the emblem was aimed at rekindling government's interest in the plight of the families of the fallen heroes who lost their lives in the course of serving their fatherland.
This occasion is also an avenue to showcase our support and to acknowledge the roles, contributions, and selfless services of our fallen heroes. The celebration therefore expresses our deep appreciation to these gallant heroes and aimed at boosting their morale and their discharge, their heroic commitment to the country and humanity.
Governor Ibanji noted that the ceremony was to let retired soldiers and serving officers note that their labor shall never be in vain, as they will always be recognized and remembered. He added that government will do everything possible in ensuring that the welfare of the dependents of the departed received the needed attention.
We shall remain committed to the unity and peace of this great country. Since the inception of Mr. Governor administration, one of the major tasks is to ensure the security of life and property in the state, as much as you can witness. This administration has continued to improve on the security of the state, and we will not be deterred in sustaining the existing peace. To sustain the peace, we will continue to collaborate with all relevant security agencies to do the needful, so that the good people of the state can live without fear of security breaches.
Earlier, the Permanent Secretary, Office of Establishment and Service Matters, Mr. Muftau Shitu, said that the occasion was to remember the fallen heroes who fought gallantly for the oneness of the country.
It's worthy to note that Nigeria appreciates and honors the memory of our gallant officers who have paid the supreme sacrifice in order to keep the country united as an entity. The nation remains grateful for their efforts and sacrifices.
Also speaking, the chairman, Nigerian Legion, Ekiti State, Colonel Abdurazak Atoke retired, thanked the governor for his support for the Legion since assumption of office.
The launch is aimed at raising funds to assist the family members of our gallant men who have lost their life, to make sure we live in peace. This is the only way to appreciate our fallen heroes for their great sacrifice for the nation.
In attendance at the event were the dependents of the fallen heroes, members of the State Executive Council, service chiefs in the state, among others. Adedayo Adeleye reporting.
In a related development, a total of 113 Nigerian Army generals have bowed out of service. The breakdown includes 1 general, 1 lieutenant general, 67 major generals, and 44 brigadier generals. At the regimental dinner night, organized in honor of newly retired and retiring Nigerian Army senior officers in Abuja, the Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badiru, hailed the support of Nigerian Army towards the growth of democracy in the country. Badiru said this has made the Army a shining example in West African region and beyond, urging other services in the region to take a cue from the Army. While hailing retired and retiring officers of the Nigerian Army for their sacrifice and unwavering commitment to the nation's stability, Badiru urged the Army to continue to remain loyal to the Constitution and support the development of democracy in the country. The train of Ojusebao, a monthly initiative of governor to assist the less privileged in the society, has visited Ekiti Southwest, Bonyi, and Ikole local government areas of the state. This month's edition was specially made to reach out to people who had no privilege to seek assistance from the governor by giving them Christmas gifts. Our reporter Yemi Olajutemu, who was on the entourage led by the senior special assistant in governor's office, Mrs. Sholabi, explained that the team visited Igbaraodo, Aisegba, Ilumoba, Ijesha-Ishu, and Oduoro in Ikole local government area to spotlight small-scale marketers. Cash gifts ranging from 5 to 10,000 naira were given to the petty traders, while hundreds of the aged were given food items for the festive season. The beneficiaries thanked the governor for the Christmas gift, which they said came to them as a surprise. The chairman adjoining local council development area, Prince Michael Ogungbemi, has been honored with the year 2023 Honorary Ambassador of Success HAS Award. The organizers of the award, the Interwave Solutions International USA, said the honor was in acknowledgement of the outstanding leadership and commitment to good governance of Prince Ogungbemi. The organizers of the program in Abuja commended Prince Ogungbemi's remarkable dedication to leading the adjoining LCDA with passion. In his reaction, the chairman, Mr. Ogungbemi, dedicated the award to the people of adjoining LCDA and promised to continue to serve humanity. He said all he was able to do at adjoining LCDA was through the cooperation of all stakeholders in the LCDA. About 32 secondary school students in Ekiti who recently distinguished themselves in their studies have been given prizes by members of the Ekiti Association in Houston, Texas, USA. The ceremony took place at the Cry School Alumni Association Hall in Ado Ekiti. PSS reporter Tuwa Babalola completes the story.
The maiden edition of the annual prize giving was attended by the award recipients, their parents, traditional rulers, officials from the State Universal Basic Education Board, Ministry of Education, Youth and Development, as well as Teaching Service Commission, STESCOM. Representatives of Ekiti Indigenes in Houston, Texas were also on ground at the ceremony. In his remarks, the chairman of the association, Pastor Bolu Alabi, said Ekiti Indigenes in Houston instituted this year's award for best students in the last junior secondary school certificate examination to encourage healthy rivalry and academic excellence in the state, as the association plans to impact on other sectors that affect the people and society.
This maiden edition is to kickstart what we believe will eventually become an award that will cover all the secondary schools in the state every blessed year. We have already met with the VC of the two state-owned universities of the state, and we have offered academic endowments. There are plans to do much more than that. There are also plans by the association to be impactful in other sectors of the economy, like healthcare, industries, science, technology, and so on.
Pastor Alabi said the initiative was to complement Governor Biodun Ibanji's feat in the sector. He said there was no shortcut to success and charged the students to be more committed to their studies. Checks of 50,000 naira were presented to each student by some members of the association, Mrs. Yetunde Alabi and Mrs. Fulusho Cholola, as well as the DG, Community Communication, Mrs. Mary Osho, the chairman of the occasion, and former managing director of Skybank, Mr. Olufemi Bakari, observes that indigenes of the state who sojourn in the foreign lands work tirelessly to survive, and thank those in Eastern Texas for giving back to their states of origin. Our guest lecturer, Professor Wole Olaiya, who spoke on education in the season of Japa, says in the current reality, students can survive in the sector through qualitative education to engender intelligence, character, and success.
Education is the process of acquiring knowledge, developing the process of reasoning and judgment. It is about generally preparing for mature life.
The Onishan Oba Gabriel Adejuwon, Ogoga Oba Adejimiadu, Olora Oba Peter Daramola, and Chief Shegun Ajibulu commended the efforts of members of the Ekiti Association in Houston, Texas for the initiative and urged the students to justify the largesse in their academics.
The student, I'm appealing to you. Someone is giving you now. You should have the right of going back in the future.
To be great, so that you can also do this type of thing to people who are coming behind you.
The students thanked the Ekiti Association in Houston, Texas for the prize awards and promised to keep the flag flying.
So I'm glad that I'm part of this program. The award is actually an encouragement for me to do well.
Toba Babalola reporting.
The Ogun State House of Assembly has sworn in Olakunle Shobukola of the All Progressives Congress representing Ikene constituency as the member of the 10th Assembly. The development followed the annulment of the election of Babajide Owodunni of the People's Democratic Party by the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal sitting in Lagos at last November nullified the election of Owodunni and declared Shobukola, who was also a member of the 9th legislature, elected. Shobukola took the oath of office and oath of allegiance administered by the Deputy Clerk, Mrs. Fumilayo Adeyemi, during a plenary held at the Assembly Complex, Okemosan, Abeokuta. Justice Bayo Taiwo of the Oyo State High Court, sitting in Ibadan, has convicted and sentenced the Chief Executive Officer of Crime Alert Security Network Ibadan, Olaniyi Benga Amos, to 75 years imprisonment for multiple investment fraud. Head of Media and Publicity of the Economic and Finance Crimes Commission, EFCC, Dele Oyewale, said Olaniyan was convicted alongside his firm on December 14, 2023. They were said to have been prosecuted on 35 court charges by the Ibadan Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission's EFCC, bordering on obtaining by false pretense. The defendants were said to have pleaded not guilty to the charges when they were read to them. The Nigerian Labour Congress NLC has expressed concern over the lingering cash scarcity in the country. Few days to Christmas celebration, the NLC said in a statement by its national president Joe Ajaero that the situation had serious implications for citizens, insisting that urgent steps must be taken to address it. The NLC warns the federal government and the Central Bank of Nigeria that the mass public protest was imminent if nothing was done to address the naira shortage. The Abia State Governor, Alex Oti, has said his administration was single-minded about rooting out crime and criminality in the state to ensure the safety of citizens. Oti stated this in Umuahia, the state capital, while declaring open a one-day sensitization campaign against cultism and drug addiction in Nigeria, which was organized by the Abia State Orientation Agency. He said that the campaign was important as there was the need to educate everyone about the implications of cultism and drug addiction. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, represented by DCP Sani Shaibu, described the campaign as timely and commendable. The Colorado Supreme Court has disqualified former President Donald Trump from the ballot in the state's presidential election next year over his role in the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol by his supporters. The ruling makes Trump the first presidential candidate in the U.S. history to be deemed ineligible for the White House under a rare used provision of the U.S. Constitution that bars officials who have engaged in insurrection and rebellion from holding office. The French Parliament has passed an immigration bill backed by the government of President Emmanuel Macron after he faced a major rebellion with his own party over the far-right support of the toughening up legislation. The lower house voted in favor of the legislation by the wide majority, with the ruling party in the end not needing the support of Marine Le Pen far-right national rally to push the bill through. That's the midday news. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.
Ẹ káàsán, èyí ni ìròyìn Ojokanri tí ó máa dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín. Ọláyínká Akínyẹmí lóníròyìn yìí. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti fi dáwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí àwọn tó gbáralé àti ìbátan àwọn akọni tó sùn lójú ogun pé ìjọba yóò túbọ̀ farajì sọ̀rọ̀ ìgbáyégbádùn wọn. Gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí fi ìdánilójú náà múlẹ̀ lákòókò ìfilọ́lẹ̀ àmì ìrántí àwọn àbọ̀dé ológun fọ́dún tó ń bọ̀ àtètò ìkówójọ tó wáyé ní gbọ̀ngàn Lèdìjìbòwú nílé ìjọba nílùú Adó Èkìtì. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ ológun 153 ló ti fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ níbi ètò àpèjẹ tí wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀ fáwọn tó ṣẹ̀fẹ̀yìntì ọ̀hún nílùú Àbújá. Mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ ológun Abubakar Badaru yóò bo akitiyan àjọ ológun lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí fún ìdàgbàsókè ètò ìjọba àwarawa lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Badaru sọ pé èyí jẹ́ kí àjọ náà lè jẹ́ ohun àwòkọ́ṣe nílẹ̀ Áfíríkà tó sì rọ àwọn ọ̀jọ́ ológun tó kù láti máa fi wọ́n ṣàwòkọ́ṣe. Nígbà tó ń gbóríyìn fáwọn tó fẹ̀yìntì náà fún ìfarajì wọn fàlàáfíà ìlú, Badaru rọ àwọn ológun náà láti túbọ̀ máa ṣàtìlẹ́yìn fún orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ikọ̀ ojúṣe báò ti kàn sáwọn aláìní láwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Èkìtì South West, Gbọ́yìn àti Ìkọ̀lé fún tayẹyẹ ọdún Kérésì. Olùrànlọ́wọ́ pàtàkì lọ́fíìsì gómìnà Ṣọlá Ayáàbẹ̀ sọ pé ikọ̀ náà kàn sílùú Ìgbàrà Odò, Àyísẹ́gbà, Ìlúmọba, Ìjẹ̀ṣà Iṣu àti Odò Ọ̀rọ̀ níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ìkọ̀lé láti pín ẹ̀bùn owó tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti $5,000 sí $10,000 náírà fáwọn oníṣòwò alábọ́dé. Ó ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn arúgbó ni wọ́n fún lóúnjẹ. Àwọn tó jẹ àǹfààní náà tó fò fáyọ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gómìnà fẹ́bùn náà. Alága agbègbè ìdàgbàsókè àjọni Ọmọọba Michael Ògúngbèmí ni wọ́n ti dá lọ́lá pẹ̀lú àmì ẹ̀yẹ aṣojú àṣeyọrí AS. Àwọn tó ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ètò náà, Interweave Solution International orílẹ̀-èdè Amẹ́ríkà, sọ pé ẹ̀yẹ náà ló ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìwà aṣáájú àti ìfarajì fún iṣẹ́ tó yááyì tí Ọmọọba Ògúngbèmí ṣàfihàn rẹ̀. Àwọn tó gbé ètò náà kalẹ̀ nílùú Àbújá gbóríyìn fún akitiyan Ọmọọba Ògúngbèmí fún dídarí agbègbè ìdàgbàsókè àjọni tọkàntọkàn. Nínú ìfèsì rẹ̀, alága ọ̀hún Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ògúngbèmí forí àmì ẹ̀yẹ náà sọ àwọn èèyàn agbègbè ìdàgbàsókè ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àjọni. Ó sọ pé àwọn ohun tó ń ṣe lágbègbè ìdàgbàsókè àjọni ni látàrí ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àti ìdásí àwọn tọ́rọ̀ kàn níjọba ìbílẹ̀ náà. Àwọn ọmọ iléèwé girama bíi 120 lẹ́kìtì tó fakọyọ nínú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wọn ti gba ẹ̀bùn lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Èkìtì tó ń gbé nílùú Houston ní Texas lórílẹ̀‐èdè Amẹ́ríkà. Ayẹyẹ náà ló wáyé ní gbọ̀ngàn ẹgbẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ jáde ti Christ School nílùú Adó-Èkìtì. ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ti ṣèbúrawọṣẹ́ fún Ọlákúnlé Ṣóbùkọ́lá ti ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress tó ṣojú ẹkùn ìdìbò Ìkẹnẹ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin. ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀hún ló wáyé lẹ́yìn tí ilé ẹjọ́ kòtẹ́milọ́rùn fagilé ìdìbò tó gbé Babájídé Owódùnní ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party wọlé. ilé ẹjọ́ kòtẹ́milọ́rùn tó kalẹ̀ sílùú Èkó lóṣù tó kọjá ti fagilé ìdìbò tó gbé Owódùnní wọlé tó sì kéde Ṣóbùkọ́lá tó jẹ́ ọmọ ilé nílé aṣòfin kẹsàn-án náà wọlé tí wọ́n dìbò yàn wọlé. Ṣóbùkọ́lá ní igbákejì akọ̀wé ilé arábìnrin Fúnmiláyọ̀ Adéyẹmí ṣèbúrawọṣẹ́ fún níbi ìjókòó ilé tó wáyé nílé aṣòfin ọ̀hún lókè mọ̀sán nílùú Abẹ́òkúta. olórí ilé aṣòfin náà Ọlákúnlé Bólúọmọ kí Ṣóbùkọ́lá kú oríire fún bó ṣe padà sílé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ọ̀hún lórúkọ àwọn aṣòfin ilé ìgbìmọ̀ náà. onídàájọ́ Báyọ̀ Táíwò ti ilé-ẹjọ́ gíga ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tó kalẹ̀ sí ìlú Ìbàdàn ti dájọ́ ẹ̀wọ̀n ọlọ́dún 75 fún ọ̀gá àgbà iléeṣẹ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò Crime Alert Security Network fún ẹ̀sùn ìwà jìbìtì. olórí ẹ̀ka ìròyìn fún àjọ EFCC Délé Oyèwálé sọ pé Ọláníyàn tó fi mọ́ iléeṣẹ́ rẹ̀ Detorid Heritage Investment Limited lọ́jọ́ 14 oṣù yìí ni wọ́n dájọ́ fún. ilé-ẹjọ́ náà ló dájọ́ fún wọn fẹ̀sùn 45 èyí tí àjọ EFCC fi kàn wọ́n. olùjẹ́jọ́ náà ló sọ pé òun kò jẹ̀bi àwọn ẹ̀sùn tí wọ́n fi kàn án nígbà tí wọ́n kà sí etí ìgbọ́ rẹ̀. nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ agbẹjọ́rò fàjọ EFCC Sanusi Galandashi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹjọ́ náà lọ́jọ́ 17 oṣù kejì ọdún tó kọjá pẹ̀lú ẹlẹ́rìí 6 tí wọ́n sì fòpin sẹ́jọ́ náà lọ́jọ́ 24 oṣù kìíní ọdún yìí. ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí NLC ti fẹ̀dùn ọkàn wọn hàn lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀dá owó tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. ọjọ́ díẹ̀ sọ́jọ́ ọdún kérésì lájọ NLC sọ̀rọ̀ nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan látọ̀dọ̀ ààrẹ ẹgbẹ́ náà Joe Ajaero pé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà ti nípa tí kò dára lára àwọn aráàlú tí wọ́n sì ń pè fún ìgbésẹ̀ ní kíákíá láti yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ náà. ẹgbẹ́ náà ṣèkìlọ̀ sí ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti ilé ìfowópamọ́ àpapọ̀ torílẹ̀-èdè yìí pé ètò ìfìhónú gbogbogbò yóò wáyé tí wọn kò bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí ọ̀dà owó náà. ilé ẹjọ́ gíga jùlọ nípínlẹ̀ Colorado lórílẹ̀‐èdè Amẹ́ríkà ti yọ ààrẹ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí Donald Trump kúrò nínú àwọn tí yóò díje sípò ààrẹ lórílẹ̀‐èdè ọ̀hún lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀ lórí ipa tó kó nínú àkọlù tó wáyé lọ́jọ́ 6 oṣù kìíní ọdún 2021 èyí táwọn alátìlẹyìn rẹ̀ ṣe. ilé ẹjọ́ náà pinnu pé òfin orílẹ̀‐èdè Amẹ́ríkà fòfin dínà mọ́ Trump láti kópa nínú ètò ìdìbò náà lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀ fún ipa tó kó láti ru wàhálà sókè lòdì sí ìjọba ilẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà. a kò ní rí ju báyìí lọ fún ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí. ẹ pàdé wa láṣálẹ́ nígbà tí a máa mú àkọ́tún ìròyìn wá sí etí ìgbọ̀yín. ẹ káàsán.